Good morning, Rampage family. Welcome back to another fun-filled weekend of hockey. This weekend we will be in Moorhead, North Dakota. We are going to be in this week for all 4 games. It should be a good weekend. I know we've got some strong competition lined up for this weekend, from what I can tell. This morning's game is lined up against the 7 Fire Eagles out of. I believe, if I Googled correctly, I believe this is a prep school located in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. So, while I can't say that I really know much about them, the expectation is I don't think I've ever seen a prep school team out of Canada that wasn't a pretty strong team. So, do believe it's going to probably be a tough game. Hopefully, the boys are up to it. Everybody made it in safely yesterday. Got some food last night, and hopefully got some good rest and we're ready to go. Today's game, we've got the, just so you know, the angle of the camera. I'm probably going to miss certain spots and corners on the ice, so we'll do the best we can, but just can't get it all from where we have available to video from. So, do the best we can, keep it covered. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hoping for a really, really strong weekend this weekend, and hopefully come away feeling good and getting ready for Chicago next weekend. So we've got about 1 minute and 35 seconds left on the warm-up. Then we'll get started with period number 1. I'm going to go on mute for the next little bit. I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, the warm-up period is complete. Boys will start collecting the pucks. Get themselves pumped up and ready to go. I know you can't feel it sitting at home, but it is really, really cold inside this building, which is making me feel like we're back in the hockey season again. So I got a little spoiled with the last couple of venues we were in. Actually walked out of the last couple of venues sweating after the game, and I can guarantee that will not be a problem today. So boys are all rounded up, ready to go. I'm not aware of any players out for injury or anything like that today, but I will update you if I learn anything new. right, as we get lined up and ready to start period number 1, it appears we have Ryder, Shields, and net. And out on the ice to get started, we've got Freitas, Dormer, Whittingham, Bisley, and White. Right now, I am only seeing Coach Kevin on the bench with the boys. Whittingham, Dormer, Freitas, White, and Bisley. Here we go. Here, number 1. Eagles win the draw back in their own zone on the near side. Pass across to the far side in their own zone, and then back again, back behind their net. Eagles set up, regroup, pass across to the far side, pass comes back to Trent White, who's going to turn it around, send it up the boards and back out of the zone. Eagles dump it in and have to tag up. White picks it up in his own zone, skates to the near side boards, is tied up on the boards. Eagles come off the boards with the puck. Shot taken, Shields with the save. Puck comes back to the near side. White sends it across to Freitas on the far side. He splits through neutral into the Eagles zone. Pass to Dormer. We're back to Freitas. Nice little give and go by Dormer and Freitas. And John Jack Freitas puts the Rampage on the board with 17:20 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Espirito, and Bennett. Puck comes to the near side board. Espirito gets there. A little back and forth. Right in the neutral zone. Puck gets dumped into the Eagles zone deep. They pass across to the near side. Espirito pinching in the boards. Sending the puck just wide. Goes to the far side board. Eagles with it. Have it out of the zone. Cross to the near side. And then Whitted tips it in. Eagles have the puck back. Up and out to neutral. Bennett's going to recollect. Eagles in the takeaway. They're back into the zone, all on their lonesome. Shields with a save. Puck comes back out front. Shot goes just wide of the net. Bennett picks it up. Sends it up, but not out. And then Drexel knocks it down, sends it up to Whitted. Whitted's got a little bit of space. He's got Sarver with him. Shot taken. Goaltender with the save. Puck ends up in the far corner. Up to Banyan. Banyan crushing down the wall. He's going to drive it down deep and get chase. Eagles send it in the far corner. They're going to pick it up there, turn and skate with it. Dump it back behind their own net now. Send it to the far side and back to center. Through center ice. Take the red line and then chip it in. White picks it up. Changes direction, looking for Fuhrer. Fuhrer picks it up. He's going to turn and skate this way. Off the stick, and then the puck goes out of the zone and sent back into the zone. And Eagles were offside. Thought they had tagged up. 15:56 left in period number 1. Faceoff will be in the Eagles zone. On the ice, we've got Flanagan, Banyan, Judkins, Bisley, and Espirito. Eagles win the draw back in the corner. Comes up the near side wall. Kept in the zone by Flanagan. He's going to send it to the far corner. Banyan goes in after it. Puck comes back behind the net. Eagles send it up on the other side. Unable to clear initially, and now they're out of the zone with it. Flanagan with a takeaway, and then the Eagles have it back. Out of the zone. Dump it hard into the Rampage zone on the near side. Shields leaves it for Bisley. Bisley picks it up, skates to the near side. Sends a pass across. It comes out of the zone. Eagles recollect. Turn back around the other way. Bisley skates it into the zone, pass to center, and nobody's home. Eagles coming back the other way. They're into the Rampage zone on the near side. Shot taken. Shields at the save. Puck goes to the far side. Up to the point. And shot gets deflected and not out. And now puck gets deflected up and over the glass and out of play. So we have a stoppage. We'll have the face-off in the Rampage zone with 15:02 left in period number 1. On the ice, we've got Roberts, Foster, Rahosian, Bennett, and Fewer. Rampage come up with it, send it up to the point but not out. Eagles recollect. Send it in. Rahosian gets a body in the way. Roberts tips it. Battle for the puck. Rahosian gets a stick on it. And Eagles recollect the puck in their zone. Send it down. Fewer back in his own zone with it on the near side out to Foster. Eagles tip it back up the other way. Gets played with a high stick and waved off. Puck down back behind the Rampage net now. Rahosian tries to skate it to the near side. Gets tied up in the corner. Eagles recollect the puck, send it up. Shot taken from center. Eagles dump it, and it's back behind the Rampage net. Battle for the puck down low. Foster comes out with it, flips it up, bodies in the way, keeps it in the zone. Puck comes up to the point. Eagles hold it in the zone, send it around the far side boards. Foster chips it up. I'm sorry, that was Bennett. Chips it up and out of play. So we have a stoppage at 14 minutes left in period number 1. We'll have a face-off in the Rampage zone. On the ice, we've got Whittingham, Freitas, Dormer, Bisley, and White. Rampage women draw back into the corner, send it up on the far side boards, gets tied up. Freitas and White are in there, and now Freitas is going to clear. That didn't connect. That should be icing, and we do get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Rampage zone with 13:46 left in period number 1. Same group out as before. Put back into the corner. White's going to get there, skated to the near side. He's got players on him. To Whittingham. Whittingham off the boards, looking for Dormer. Eagles turn it back around, a little back and forth at neutral ice on the far wall, tied up. Comes off the wall. Freitas can't quite get a stick on it. Comes to the near side. Whittingham drives it down low. Freitas over to Dormer. Back looking for Freitas. Eagles with a takeaway. Freitas looking for Whittingham. And now the puck's on the near side wall. Bisley shot from the point. Goaltender has it and is going to hang on. So 13:09 left in period number 1. We have a stoppage and a face-off in the Eagles zone. On the ice, we've got Whitted, Drexel, Sarver, Bennett, and Espirito. Rampage win the draw up to Espirito at the point, down the near side wall, up to the point again. Shot off bodies, ends up on the far wall. Eagles flip it up in the air and out of the zone. Espirito has to race back to his own zone for it. Sends it up to Drexel. Drexel tries to drop it for Whitted. Eagles turn it around a little bit back and forth at neutral ice. Eagles send it back into their own zone, try to regroup. Sarver on the forecheck. Drives a player into the corner. Puck goes to the far wall. Eagles turn and they clear it. And this should be icing. We get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Eagles zone with 12:35 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got Banyan, Judkins, Flanagan, Fewer, and White. Eagles win the draw. They're going to clear the zone with it. Out to neutral ice. Fewer over to White on the far side. White up to Judkins off his stick and into the Eagles bench and out of play. So we'll face off at the center dot with 12:25 left in period number 1. Rampage come out of the pile with it. Send it over to White on the far side. He's got a player on. Sends it up and out of the zone. A little back and forth. Eagles into the Rampage zone with it. Eagles recollect the puck. They're going to skate to the far wall. Set down low and then back to the far wall. Judkins goes unable to clear. Eagles hold at the point. Shot taken, goes off the iron into the near side wall. Puck chipped up but not out of the zone. Eagles hold it at the blue line. They recollect the puck up high off the near side wall. Fewer doing battle down low. Sends the puck up and out. Eagles back to the neutral zone to recollect the puck and regroup. Pass up, deflects off the stick, ends up deep in the Rampage zone. Bisley down low for it. Sends it over to the far side. Foster goes into the corner to do battle. Tyson's up on the wall. Puck comes up to the point and out comes out of the zone. Eagles recollect the neutral ice. They're going to dump in and tag up. Shields holds it up behind his net. Drops it for Bisley. Bisley off the boards for Roberts. Roberts turns to Foster. Into the zone. Just regains the handle. Shoots just wide of the net. The puck ends up on the far side, and I believe the net came off. So we have a stoppage with 11:07 left in period number 1. On the ice, we've got Roberts, Foster, Rahosian, Espirito, and Bisley. Eagles win the draw. They're going to turn into the corner. Puck comes out and up and out of the zone. Bisley turns, flips it back in. Rampage tag up. Eagles get there. They hold up behind their net. Get tied up on their way out. Roberts with the takeaway. Feeds it out to center, and nobody's home. Foster ties things up on the far wall. Puck still down low in the Eagle zone. Roberts comes in to help out. Roberts turns with it. He's going to skate back into the corner. Puck tied up down low. Foster gets a stick on it. Roberts gets a stick on it. Feeds it up to the point on the far side. Over to Espirito now. Shot goes wide of the net. Ends up in the far corner. Foster gets there. Turns with it. Eagles with the takeaway. They're going to turn and clear it, and that should be icing, and is indeed. 10:13 left in period number 1. We'll get a face-off in the Eagles zone. On the ice, we've got Freitas, Whittingham, Dormer, Fewer, and White. Tied up, down low in the corner. Whittingham and Freitas get in there. They send the puck around to the near side wall. Fewer pinching in, trying to keep the puck in the zone. It's on that near side wall that I can't see. Freitas comes skating out of the corner with it back behind the net. Dormer sends it up the near side wall. And now the puck gets up and out of the zone. It's back in the Rampage zone. White has to race back for it. Picks it up. He's going to skate it to the far side. White over to Whittingham. Whittingham's through neutral. He's into the zone. Back to White. Couldn't quite wrangle in the puck. It ends up in the near side corner. Freitas ties things up. Back to Whittingham. Whittingham looking for Dormer. Pass disrupted, and now it's going to go to the far wall. Doesn't quite make it out of the zone. Whittingham picks it up on the far wall. Turns with it. And he's going to send it down that far wall back behind the net. Freitas up to Dormer. Dormer turns, looks, back up to Espirito. Espirito takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. He's going to hang on to it in his glove. 9:05 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Espirito, and Bisley. Eagles win the draw. Back into the corner. And stays there. Drexel's going to come in going after it. Eagles are going to send it to the near side. Puck comes back out. Sarver can't quite get enough backhand, and it bounces wide of the net, and the net is off. So we have a stoppage. We get another face-off in the Eagle zone. One more, just like before. Tied up on the draw. It's in a pile. Eagles send it to the far wall. Still down low. Gets fed into the corner. Back up the far wall. Eagles are going to send it around to the near side. Tied up down low in the corner. Ends up back behind the net. Eagles skate to the far side. They drop it back behind their net. Skate out. Send the puck to the far side boards. Into neutral ice. Eagles into the Rampage zone. Sarber with the takeaway is going to send it to the near board. Puck comes up and out of the zone, and then Eagles turn and dump it back in to the far side. Shields sends it off the far boards. Comes up and out of the zone to Sarber. Drops it back for Whitted. Puck held up, and the Eagles coming back the other way. Into the zone with that shot. Shields with the save. He's going to hang on. 8:04 left in period number one. We're going to face off in our Rampage zone. On the ice, we've got Flanagan, Bennett, Fewer, Judkins, and Bannon. Rampage win the draw back in the corner. Bennett sends up the wall. Takes a weird bounce off the boards. Comes out. Play will continue. Bannon's going to get there first. Feeds it up the near side boards. Puck held at the blue line, and now it's going to come out to neutral. Judkins comes back, feeds it over to Bennett. Bennett skates to the far side and up off of Flanagan's stick and out of play. 7:43 left in period number one. We should get a face-off at the center dot, I believe. Rampage win the draw. The Fewer on the near side. He takes the red line. He's going to dump it in on net. Goaltender knocks it down for his defenseman. And Bannon gets in there, tries to feed it out front. Puck still down low. Eagles have it in the far corner. They turn with it, feed it up and out of the zone. Fewer turns around, dumps it back in. Rampage have to tag up. Goaltender leaves it for his defenseman. Puck goes to the far wall. Quick takeaway, and then Judkins tries to make a move and manages to hold it in the zone. Puck bounces out towards the blue line. Eagles are going to regroup in their own zone with it. Flanagan with the takeaway is going to keep the puck down low. Eagles skate to the near side, up to neutral ice. Across the red line, they're into the Rampage zone on the far side. Down into the corner on the far side. Foster gets a stick in there, gets tied up on the wall. Puck ends up back in the corner. Eagles skated off the wall, center of the pass. It comes to the near side point. Shot goes wide of the net, ends up on the far side. Foster skates it back this direction. Eagles with the takeaway, try to feed it out front. White's going to take it away, flips it up to the point. And now Rahojan gets a stick on it. He's coming back the other way. Rahojan leaves it for Roberts. Roberts sends it down the boards on the near side. I got to get better at working this camera. Rahojan turns it around and leaves it for Roberts back behind the net. Foster comes in there, gets a stick on it, sends up the wall on the near side. We do have a penalty coming to the Eagles. So with 6:07 left in period number one, I believe what I saw is, Rampage are going to be on the power play for the first time in this game. Out on the ice to start the power play, we've got Banyan, Dormer, Whittingham, Freitas, and Bennett. 6:07 left in period number one. Getting the penalty time up on the board. Young men working the scoreboard for us today are having a little trouble getting the clock set. And now we've got it. 2 minutes up on the board. Rampage on the power play. Rampage win the draw. Eagles jump on it quick. They're able to clear right away. Back to Shields in his own zone. He's going to leave it for Bennett. Bennett comes back for it. Sends it up the far side wall to Freitas. Freitas cross ice looking for Dormer. Dormer back to Bennett. Bennett cross ice to Freitas. Freitas off the boards. Eagles keep it out of the zone. Back to Bennett. Bennett over to Whittingham. Whittingham's into the zone. He's going to skate to the near side wall to Dormer, back to Whittingham. Whittingham behind the net. Skates to the far corner. Up to the point to Bennett, over to Dormer. Dormer sends it down the boards on the near side. Whittingham gets in there, gets a stick on it, and sends it to Freitas. Freitas turns, changes direction, skates in, gets poke checked, and now Bennett comes in and keeps the puck down low. Banyan sends it back into the corner, up to Bennett at the point. Bennett across to Dormer. Dormer back across to Freitas. Freitas on the far circle. Quick poke check. Puck gets tied up, and then the Eagles clear it the distance. Just 50 seconds left of power play time for the Rampage boys. Bennett picks it up behind his own net. Drops it for Judkins. Judkins is going to turn with it. Skates up the far side and turns it around for White. White comes up the middle. Pass doesn't quite connect, and then Eagles are going to send it right back into the Rampage zone again. 30 seconds left on the power play. Shields up the near side wall for Drexel. Drexel tries to send it over for Judkins. Judkins back to Drexel. Drexel skates through to White. White threads the needle. He's into the zone. Quick shot. Goaltender makes a save. There is a rebound to be had. Puck bounces around. Finds its way up to the point on the far side. Judkins over to White. Back to Drexel. Drexel tries to shoot. Puck deflects up and over and in. So Drexel had the shot, and I believe Whitted got the tip on it. So with 4:08 left in period number one, with just 1 second left on the power play, the Rampage go up by another, making the score 2-0. Power play goal. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Roberts, Fewer, Rahosian, and Bisnow. Tied up right at neutral ice. Rahosian sends it over to Fewer on the near side. Fewer skates through, sends it up, deflects off a stick and into the zone. Roberts pokes it down low. Eagles have it. They're going to send it behind their net to the near side. Up to the point. Fewer turns around, fires a shot, goes off a body, ends up back in the corner. Roberts trying to tie things up down low. He's got Foster in there to help him out. Puck goes to the far corner. Rahosian keeps things down low. Puck still tied up low in the corner. Eagles send it up the far side wall and now out of the zone. Bisley has to come back for it. Turns around, dumps it in. Rampage have to tag up. Eagles have it. They're going to send it to the near side and deflect it off a stick and into the zone. Shields plays it off the far wall. Quick shot goes off a body and then up and out. Rahosian tries to send it in, doesn't have enough on it, and Foster has to come back and tag up. Eagles regain the puck. They're in their own zone with it. They're going to skate back towards their goaltender, back behind the net. Skate to the far side. Up and not quite, and now it's out of the zone. Whittingham's going to regain the puck, tries to send it across. Eagles steal the pass, and now they're into the Rampage zone. Quick poke check, and puck comes out to neutral ice. Eagles have to tag up. Back in their own zone, they're going to regroup, send it across to the far side. It's off the wall and in the Rampage zone in the far side corner. Bennett is back there to try to tie things up. And puck comes back behind the Rampage net, up the near side wall, back down the wall. Cross-ice pass, Freitas gets a stick on it, deflects it up and out. Back into the Eagles zone. They're going to regain control on the far wall, send it across to the near side. And back across again, out to neutral territory. Espirito gets in there and ties things up momentarily. Little back and forth right at neutral ice, and now Eagles coming back on the near side in the Rampage zone. Quick poke check by White. denies the shot attempt. Banyan coming back the other way. Leaves it for Flanagan up high. Flanagan backhands it. Goaltender makes a save. Puck ends up on the far side. White sends it deep. And now Eagles are going to regain control behind their net. They flip it up and out. It's back into the Rampage zone. White recollects. Skates. Turns back behind the net. He's going to skate to the near side. Flips it up in the air out to neutral ice. Eagles regain in their own zone. Banyan applying pressure on the forecheck. Eagles skate up and out to the far side. Flanagan sends it up to neutral ice. Eagles regain control of the puck. Send it back to regroup. Puck to the near side wall. They're going to dump it into the Rampage zone. Shields holds it up behind his net, and now he's going to send it to the far side of Bisley. Bisley flips it up in the air. Drexel knocks it down. Sauces it over for Whitted. Whitted trying to wrangle it in. On the backhand, sends a pass across. Eagles had sticks in the way. Sarver was waiting on the back door. Drexel picks it up in the far corner. Skates up the far wall. Sends it back down the wall on the far side. Whitted doing battle down low. He's got a player on him as well. Back to Drexel. Drexel centers the pass looking for Sarver. He's got a couple players. Sarver sends it up to Bisley. Bisley drives it down the near side wall and around to the far side. Drexel gets there for Whitted. Whitted takes a shot. Body's in the way. And now the goaltender is going to fall on it and cover it up. So we have a stoppage. We'll get a face-off in the Eagle zone with 20.9 seconds left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Roberts, Rahosian, Bisley, and Espirito. And one of the refs picking up a stick down low in the corner. Puck down low in the corner. Eagles are going to send it around to the near side. Up the near side wall. And now out to neutral ice. Eagles chip it into the Rampage zone. 10 seconds left in the period. Puck back behind the Rampage net. And Eagles to the far side, up to the point. Cross to the near side. Shot taken, goes wide of the net. And that will do it for period number 1. So your score after 1 is 2-0 in favor of your Rampage boys. Pretty good back and forth. I don't want the Rampage boys to get too cocky on the lead, as this Eagles team is creating a lot of offense and a lot of opportunities, and so far we've managed to hold them off, and we've managed to capitalize on the opportunities that we've had. So far so good, but we need to keep it going. Maybe dial it up a little bit more as everybody starts to wake up. It looks like we are not going to get a nice cut between periods, which makes me think that we'll probably have one about halfway through the second period. We also, just in case you haven't noticed, I haven't commented on it yet, but we only have 2 hybrid refs today, which is not my favorite format. However, they seem to be doing a pretty good job so far, and from what I can tell, it's after coming off of those games against Boulder this last weekend, this game seems fairly clean and tame by comparison. Not to say that couldn't change, because all it takes is a little bit of getting heated up for a game to start getting a little crazy. And so far, so good. Ryder Shields going back to take his position in between the pipes on the far end. Out on the ice to get us started for period number 2, we've got Freitas, Dormer, Bisley, Whittingham, and White. Rampage win the draw. White sends it off the near side boards. Eagles turn it around. They're going to chip it into the Rampage zone. Bisley goes back for it in his own zone, skates to the far side. Puck gets deflected and then ends up back behind the Rampage net. White sends it around to the near side corner. Down low in the corner where I can't see a thing. Comes up to the point on the near side. Shot goes off of a skate just wide of the net. Dormer's going to pick it up. Sends it up the wall on the far side. Eagles hold it at the point. Send it back into the far corner. White sends it up the boards. Unable to clear. Eagles hold it in, and now Dormer's going to clear it. It comes through. It's into the Eagles zone. Whittingham picks it up down low. He's going to skate around to the far side. Whittingham turns, sends it off the boards. It takes a weird bounce off. Freitas drops it low for Dormer. Dormer back up the wall to Drexel. Drexel takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. Puck comes up and out. Bennett dumps it. Rampage have to tag up. Drexel try to pin things up in the far wall. Eagles clear it. And this one will continue. Esperito doing battle down low on the far end. Eagles skate back behind, try to wrap around. It ends up on the far wall. They feed it down the far wall, back behind the net, and Bennett gets in there, sends it up the near side, but not out. Eagles keep it behind the net. Esperito doing battle, sends it up the far wall. The puck bounces up, still doesn't come out of the zone. Eagles regain, drive it down low into the corner. Esperito's doing battle down low. Eagles turn, skate with it. Send it up to the point on the far side. Shot taken goes off of a body and ends up on the far wall, still in the Rampage zone. Eagles turn with it, skate. Into the corner, shot deflects off the stick, goes up and over and ends up in the near side corner. Puck gets flipped up in the air and out of play, so we get a stoppage. We'll have a face-off in the Rampage zone. 15:54 left in period number 2. Which reminds me... out on the ice, we've got Judkins, Flanagan, White, Banyan, and Fewer. Eagles win the draw. Shot from the point goes off the skate and wide. Ends up on the far wall. Another shot. Bouncing around out front. Flanagan tries to push it out of the zone and does so. Eagles regroup back in the Rampage zone. Send it across to the near side. Skate back behind their own net. They're going to skate to the far side. Up and out to the near side and into the Rampage zone. Puck held up on the near side boards. In the corner. Bounces out to center. Eagles regain. Center of the puck. Turn shot. Goes up and over. And White turns with it. Sends it up for Flanagan. Flanagan out of the zone. Comes skating into the Eagle zone on the near side. Flanagan makes a move. Takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. Puck gets deflected back behind the net. Flanagan sends it up to the point. Bisley takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. Puck ends up in the near side corner. Eagles up the near wall. White has it at neutral ice. He's going to dump it, and Rampage have to tag up. They do so, and Banyan is back in on the forecheck. Eagles skate to the far side. They send it up. Foster knocks it down, trying to wrangle it back in, and does so. A little back and forth at neutral ice, and now it's in the Rampage zone on the near side. Robert skates off the wall with it, sends a stretch pass, looking for Foster. It trickles through. Foster tries to send over the pass for Rahogen. Goaltender makes a good stick play. Shot goes wide of the net. Foster back in. Eagles take it to the far wall. Unable to clear. Rahogen drives it back down, looking for Foster. Shot goes off of a player and ends up in the far corner. Eagles regain control, take it to the near side. They're going to flip it up in the air, and that one will continue. Play will continue. Esperito picks it up, skates behind his net, sends a stretch pass, goes off the skate. Roberts has to come back for it. He changes direction. Eagles coming back into the zone. Puck on the near board. Roberts sends it across to Rahogen. Rahogen makes a move. Player blows the tire. Rahogen's got some space. Shot taken. Goaltender makes a save. 13:46 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, we've got Whittingham, Friedis, Dormer, Fewer, and Bennett. Face off in the Eagles zone. Eagles win the draw. They're going to skate it to the near side. Change direction, send it to the far wall. Fewer pinching in, keeps it down low. Friedis tries to feed it out front. Regains control, and then the puck gets deflected up to Fewer. He sends a shot in. Goaltender makes a save. Friedis turns it, keeps it in the zone for now, and now the Eagles are going to poke it. They're into the Rampage zone with it on the near side. Centering pass, shot, goes wide of the net, ends up on the far wall. Pass across the near side point, shot taken, Shields with the save, puck out front. Bouncing around, Eagles turn, shot, body's in the way. Bennett's going to turn, he's going to clear it, that'll be icing. And we get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Rampage zone with 12:59 left in period number 2. Get a chance to get some fresh skaters out on the ice. We've got Sarver, Drexel, Wooded, Bisley, and White. Eagles win the draw up to the point, near side wall. Feed the pass through, it ends up on the far wall. Drexel, unable to clear the puck. Now it bounces up and out. Drexel feeds it up. We got 3-on-0 for a second. Whitted with the shot, and that one's going to go in. So with 12:43 left in period number 2, Whitted gets his second one of the day. Making the score 3-0. Rampage take advantage of a quick transition 3-on-0 opportunity to increase the lead to 3. Out on the ice, we've got Banyan, Flanagan, Judkins, Bisley, and White. Rampage win the draw. Back to White on the near side. He skates through into the Eagle zone. Shot from up high. Goaltender covers it up. And we get a stoppage. 12:38 left in period number 2. Face off in the Eagle zone. Same group out as before. Fewer just came out on the ice to replace White on the blue line. Actually, both of our Esperitos on the ice also, so both of our defensemen changed. Tied up on the draw. Puck comes up and out of the zone. Esperito dumps it back into Rampage, has to tag up. Eagles skate out with it. Back into their own zone. Send the pass up on the near side. The player is all alone trying to wrangle it back in. He's going to get there first. Pass out front, and the Shields makes the save. The puck bounces through, and now it's out of the zone. Eagles send it back into their own zone, cross ice to the far side. Up to the near side boards. Eagles into the Rampage zone. Puck on the near boards. Flanagan turns and fires in and clears the puck out to neutral ice. And we have a penalty coming, or maybe we have a player injured. We have a whistle and a stoppage. Yeah, we do have a penalty coming for interference to the Eagles. I didn't see it. It was down the spot. I couldn't see. 11:54 left in period number 2. Rampage are on the power play. Out on the ice, we've got Banyan, Whittingham, Friedis, Dormer, and White. Rampage win the draw up to White at the point. Shot on. Goaltender has it in his glove. He's going to hang on. So we'll get another face-off in the Eagle zone. Eagles win the draw. It takes a weird bounce off the boards, and now they're able to clear the zone. White changes the direction. Friedis over to Whittingham. He has to wrangle it in. Skates into the zone. Whittingham skates out to center, and then the puck ends up back behind the net. Whittingham skates to the near side, recollects, drops it for Friedis. Friedis tries to skate it down low, just gets a shot off. Goaltender makes a leg pad save. Friedis knocks it down, keeps it in the zone, turns, sends it up to Whittingham at the point. Cross to White, down to Freitas. Freitas wrangles it in, centers the pass, and a shot attempt. It was loose for a minute, and now the goaltender's got it covered up. And we get a whistle and a lot of extracurricular after the play. 11:10 left in period number 2, 1:16 on the power play. And we will have the face-off come up and out of the zone, I think. Actually, it looks like we've got an interference penalty coming to the Rampage. So, for the next minute and 16 seconds, we'll be 4-on-4 with 11:10 left in period number 2. Out on the ice to get us started on the 4-on-4, we've got Whitted, Drexel, White, and Bennett. Face-off in the Rampage zone. Rampage come up with a draw, send the puck back behind the boards to the far side. Bennett's going to turn and skate with it. Holds it up in the corner. He's got a man on. He's going to send it back to the near side for White. White up to Whitted. Off of his stick. He's going to chase it down. Sends it to Drexel. Oh, nice pass across. Nice shot and a nice save by the Eagles goaltender. 10:52 left in period number 1. 58 seconds left of the 4-on-4. It was a good look. Had Drexel on the back door. And the goaltender made a good save. Eagles win it. Whitted's going to flip it up to White, over to Bennett. Keeps it in the zone. Bennett sends it down low. Whitted in the corner. Sends it back to the far wall. Drexel pulls it off the wall. Back to Whitted. Looking for White. Shot taken. Goaltender makes a save. Another good backdoor pass. Whitted ties things up in the corner. Gets his stick on it. Turns with it. Still doing battle. Drexel's in there to help out. And the Eagles come off the wall with it. They send it across, through neutral ice, across the red line to the far side, into the Rampage zone, and the Eagles are offside. 10:16 left in period number 2. 21 seconds left of 4-on-4 time. Faceoff will be just outside the Rampage zone. On the ice, we've got Judkins, Sarver, Espirito, and Bisley. Rampage win the draw back into their own zone. Bisley turns with it. He's going to regroup, skates to the near side, and then he's going to turn and hold up. Off the boards to the near side. It bounces through into the Eagles zone. Eagles are going to get there first. Skate to the far side. Eagles turn with it. They're going to try to regroup. Sarver applying pressure on the forecheck. Eagles are at 5. Rampage are now on the penalty kill. Espirito turns, dumps it. It's back into the Rampage, or the Eagles zone, excuse me. Eagles regain control of puck. Sarver still applying pressure on the forecheck. Puck comes across to the near side. Eagles are going to regroup. Skate out of their own zone with it. Cross the red line. They're going to dump it into the Rampage zone. Into the near corner, where I can't see what's going on. We've got 12 seconds left. A penalty kill time for the Rampage boys. Foster picks up the puck. He's going to skate it out of the zone. Across the red line. Just loses the handle. Eagles back into their own zone with it. 2-1. Rampage are back at full strength. Little back and forth. Roberts with the steal. Sends it across for Rahosian. Rahosian takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. Rebound bounces up to neutral ice. Bennett coming in. He's going to dump it. Rampage has to tag up. 8:54 left in period number 2. I believe we'll have an ice cut with our next stoppage. Hook down low in the corner. Roberts sends it back into the corner. Foster's there. Does battle. Eagles are going to come out with the puck. Skate to the near side. Send a pass across, and Fewer knocks it down, and he's going to send it off the wall on the far side. Eagles have it back in their own zone. Lost the handle, and Roberts comes in and takes a quick shot. Goaltender makes a save. We have a stoppage, and I believe we're going to get an ice cut. I think. I believe that's what we got going on. So with 8:27 left in the second period, We will take a break, get some fresh ice, and when we come back, the face-off will be in the Eagles zone. Rampage are currently up 3-0. And my biggest comment of the day is Max Fewer has played with us for all 11 or 12 games that we played this season, and it's about time we got that boy a name on the back of his jersey. And with that, we will take a break. I'll see you guys back in about 10. All right, folks, welcome back as we get ready to start the second half of period number 2, fresh sheet ice. I do believe that the face-off is going to be in the Eagles zone, I think. Out on the ice to get us started, we've got Whittingham, Bisley, Dormer, Freitas, and White. Colorado Shields in net. Puts it around to the far side. Eagles have it. They're going to clear the zone with it. And play will continue. White sends it up the near side boards, up to Freitas. Freitas turns, fires it back into the Eagles zone, and we get a whistle for icing. So the faceoff will be back in the Rampage zone. 8 minutes and 10 seconds left in period number 2. Same group out as before. Rampage win the draw into the corner. White sends it over to Bennett on the far side. Bennett sends it up but not out. Eagles hold it at the blue line. Gets poked to the near side wall. Bisley's going to fire it up and out. Freitas leaves it for Whittingham. Whittingham is into the zone, has a little bit of space. Whittingham scores. So on a very quick transition with 7 minutes and 52 seconds left in period number 2, Rampage go up by score of 4-0. On the goal by the Jack Attack, Mr. Whittingham himself. Out on the ice, we've got Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Espirito, and Bennett. Rampage win the draw. Espirito takes it to the far side, feeds it up the wall. Eagles have it back in their own zone. Quick poke check, keeps it in. Now Eagles regain, and puck's still in the zone, and now it's going to trickle out. Bennett fires in. Rampage tag up. Eagles get to the puck on the far side. Send it across the near side. Sarver with the steal. Goaltender makes a save, and Drexel just couldn't quite get much on the backhand. Drexel sends it back into the corner. Whitted goes back behind the net. Eagles send it to the near side corner. Back down low. Whitted doing battle. Puck bouncing around behind the net. Up to the far wall. Espirito takes a shot. Deflects. Goaltender makes a save. Puck ends up behind the net. Sarver skates back into the corner. Up to Bennett. Bennett turns, fires. Goaltender makes a save. Puck on the far wall. Down in the corner on the far side. Eagles regain control. Send it up and out to center ice and then out of the zone. Espirito with the steal. And now puck comes back to Bennett in his own zone. Up to Banyan off the stick. Eagles coming back the other way with speed. They're in the Rampage zone on the near side. Pass across, goes off the stick, ends up down low in the far corner. Puck up front, bouncing around, and now Sarver's going to wrangle it in and sends it up and over the glass and out of play. So we get a stoppage of 6:26 left in period number 2. Face-off will be back in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Flanagan, Judkins, White, Banyan, and Fewer. Rampage win the draw back into the corner. White sends it up the boards on the near side. Puck's going to bounce out. Banyan's got it. Eagles make a defensive play, and they're going to clear the zone with it now. Eagles coming back the other way. Send it to the far side. Shot taken. Shields with the save. He's going to hang on to it. Stoppage with 6:09 left in period number 2. Face off in the Rampage zone. On the ice, Flanagan, Banyan, Judkins, Fewer, and White. Eagles win the draw up to the point on the far side. Off of a body, bouncing around. Flanagan tries to clear, and now he hits it up but not out. Eagles hold it in the zone. I think it was knocked down with a high stick. So we get a stoppage. Face-off will be back in the Eagles zone. 5:59 left in period number 2. Rampage win the draw. Flanagan up to White. White sends a shot, deflects up and over, and Fewer sends it in. It was played with the high stick. So we get another stoppage for a high stick, and now the faceoff's going to come back down to the other end. 5:52 left in period number 2. Faceoff back in the Rampage zone. On the ice, we've got White, Bisley, Judkins, Flanagan, and Bannon. Puck tied up down low in the corner. Eagles send it across to the far side. Back down low and behind the net. Eagles send the puck up front. Flanagan's going to steal it. Comes out to neutralize. Eagles regain control. Puck into the Rampage zone. Rampage are offside. 5:31 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, Foster, Rahojian, Bisley, and Espirito. Eagles win the draw over to the near side. Off the wall on the near side. And Eagles end up offside. I didn't have the camera pointed in the right direction. Apologies to everybody at home watching. Where I have to stand to be able to see, and then I can't see the camera angle, so I'm not doing a very good job down there. Tied up on the draw. Bisley sends it up looking for Roberts. Eagles turn around the other way. Cross ice. Espirito's going to get back. He's got a player on. Flips it up in the air. Goes up in the ceiling and out of play. So 5:06 left in period number 2. We're going to face off in the Rampage zone. Same crew out as before. Eagles win the draw up to the point. Back down low. Bisley's going to skate it to the near side. And puck comes all the way through. Play will continue. Eagles goaltender sends it to the far corner. Puck bounces off a body, comes all the way out and back into the Rampage zone. Bennett has to come back for it. He's going to turn into the near corner, send it up the near wall for Roberts. Roberts tries to wrangle it in. Eagles take it away. Puck up to Rahojian now. Rahojian turns. He's into the Eagles zone on the near side. Drops it in the corner for Bennett. Bennett skates it down behind the Eagles net. Roberts drives it down low. He's got players on him as well. Foster comes in to help out. Gets a stick on it. Foster turns. Loses the handle. It's going to come up to Bennett. Bennett takes a shot. Body's in the way. And it dies right out front. And we've got a penalty coming to the Eagles for a slash. 4:13 left in period number 2. And I believe the Rampage will be back on the power play. Out on the ice, we've got Banyan, Freitas, Whittingham, Dormer, and White to get started on the power play for the Rampage boys with 4:13 left in period number 2. Puck goes down low. Freitas turns in the near corner with it. Skates it up the wall, over to White. White over to Dormer, back to Freitas off a skate, and it's going to go down low in the corner. Banyan gets in there, ties things up. Freitas turns with it out of the pile. Up to White. White back to Freitas. Loses the handle, and now Eagles coming back the other way with speed. Eagles in the zone, shorthanded, breaks a stick on the shot. And the trailing player almost put that one in. Shields with a nice save on an off-time shot. White drops it for Dormer. And the puck kind of trickles through and then now gets turned back the other direction in the Rampage zone. White comes back for it. Skates to the far side. makes the move to the near side up to Drexel. Drexel turns to the point, sends it across ice. Mannion gets there, drives it down the far side, passes back up. Bennett has to wait for White to clear the ice to avoid the 2 million men penalty. Eagles coming back the other way into the Rampage zone. Shot gets deflected up and over, ends up in the near side corner. Puck goes across to the far side. Eagles keep it in, but they have to tag up. Drexel's going to turn with it. Skates to the near side. Loses the handle. Server's got it on the wall now. He's going to flip it into the Eagles zone. And up and out of play, apparently. 26 seconds left on the power play. And Rampage need to get set up on the power play. Out on the ice, we've got Drexel, Whitted, Sarver, Judkins, and Bennett. Tied up on the draw. It's going to come back to Judkins, who skates to the near side. He's going to dump it in. Rampage will give chase. Sarver's in on the far side, ties it up down low. Drexel comes in to help out. Drexel up to Judkins. Judkins skates the blue line, turns direction for Bennett. Bennett shoots. Goaltender makes a save. Puck comes to the near side to Drexel. Up to Judkins, back to Drexel. Puck tied up down low. And the Eagles are back at full strength. Shot taken. Goaltender makes a save. Whitted feeds out front for Sarver. Just loses it. And Eagles coming back the other direction. Shot from the point. Shields with the save. Puck bouncing around out front. Puck goes wide of the net and back behind. And we get a whistle and a stoppage. And I was looking at my camera, so I didn't see what the whistle was for, but I think we have a penalty coming to the Eagles. So just like that, the Rampage will go back on the power play. Like I said, I honestly didn't see it. 1:49 left in period number 2. The Rampage will be on the power play. Out on the ice to get started on the power play, we've got Foster, Rahosian, Roberts, and Bisley and Espirito. Puck goes to the far wall. Foster has it on the wall. Rahosian grabs the puck. He's going to skate to the near side, leaves it for Espirito. Espirito on the blue line. Down to Rahosian. Rahosian regains control, sends it down low, looking for Roberts. Roberts skates up to Espirito, down to Rahosian on the near side. Rahosian up to Espirito. Across to Bisley. Centering pass for Rahosian, and Rahosian's going to bury that one on the back door. So, a crew that is a normal 5-on-5 line, but not necessarily a normal power play line, does a great job moving the puck, finding the open man on the back door, and Yevgeny Rahosian, the man they call G, gets a power play goal, making the score 5-0. Out on the ice, we've got Flanagan, Judkins, Fewer, White, and Banyan. Rampage win the draw. Over to Fewer on the far side. Puck down low into the corner. Rampage are offside, so they have to go back and tag up. Eagles with it, send it around to the near side. And Banyan gets skates in the way of that one. Eagles are going to regain control. They skate off the wall. Eagles regain control back into their own zone with it. Cross ice to the far side. Judkins with the steal. Shot taken. Goaltender makes a save and is going to hang on. 48 seconds left in period number 2. Rampage win the draw. Shot goes wide of the net, ends up on the near side wall. Eagles skate out and through, drop it right behind them. Shot taken, and that one's going to go in. 33 seconds left in period number 2. Eagles put 1 on the board. And for those of you listening, that was an assist from one twin brother to another to bury the puck. Both of those boys belonging to the nice people sitting next to me at today's game. Puck into the Eagles zone. Freitas is going to drive down low into the corner. Over to Dormer, back behind the net. Tries to feed it out front. Puck ends up and out of the zone. Bennett regains control, has to regroup. Puck up the board off of the stick and into the zone. Whittingham on the forecheck. Just 6 seconds left in the period. Eagles regain control. They turn, clear it out the distance in the Rampage zone. Drop it, and time will expire just as the shot was taken. So time expires on period number 2. And going into period number 3, Rampage boys are up by a score of 5-1. An interesting fun fact that I just learned at the ice cut is that this Eagles team is brand new this year. The prep school has been around for quite a while, but this is the first year that they've formed the team to play this kind of hockey, and I think this is their first weekend of hockey activities, which is pretty cool, actually. So, one more period of hockey to go this morning. Rampage need to keep it tight, not giving anything up, and try to maintain that lead for the next 18 minutes. All right, folks, welcome back. When we get started with period number 3, Rampage are going to dump it into the zone. Rims around the boards to the far side. Whiffed on it, and now White's going to hold it at the point. Over to Sarver. Sarver takes a backhand. Goaltender makes a save. Eagles skated to the far side. Puck just trickles out of the zone now. Whitted turns around. Back into the zone. And now the Eagles clear it. White's going to dump it in. Or, nope, off a body. It doesn't go in. Bisley off the near side boards. Drexel sends it into the zone. Sarver giving chase on the forecheck. Tied up down low in the corner that I can't see. Still tied up down low. And now up to Drexel looking for Bennett at the point. Pass doesn't connect. Bennett has to come back for it. We got a penalty coming to the Eagles, apparently. Shields is out of his net. To Dormer. Dormer's into the zone. Holds up. Passes across. And Freitas knocks it down. He's going to drive it into the corner. Freitas up to Fewer at the point. Fewer blows the tire, sends it across the Bennett. Shot taken. Goaltender makes a save. And the Eagles touch up, and we get a stoppage. 16:41 left in period number 3. Rampage are going to be on the power play. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Rahosian, Roberts, Bisley, and White. Eagles clear the puck. White over to Bisley. Back for White. White's going to skate up and out, across the red line, into the zone on the far side. To the near side. White sends a pass across. Roberts takes a shot from up high. Goaltender makes a save. Puck in the near corner. Eagles clear it. 1:30 left on the power play. Shields is going to hold it up. Can leave it for White. White skates to the far side. Sends it up to Foster. Foster's into the zone with it. Down the boards in the far corner. Roberts gets in there to help out. Tied up down low. And now Eagles clear the zone. Bisley turns to the near side. Sends it back over to Espirito on the far side. Back up to Roberts. Roberts off the boards. Espirito's going to pick it up in his own zone and regroup. Up off the boards, and the Eagles are going to knock it down. Banyan picks it up at neutral ice, turns, sends it across to Bennett. Bennett takes the red line. He's going to flip it into the zone. Banyan on the forecheck, down low into the corner, up to Flanagan. Flanagan skates back behind and to the far side. Up to the point and across to Espirito. Espirito takes a shot from up high. Body's in the way. Puck is sitting up front. Espirito tries to feed it through. Deflected puck. Goaltender makes a save. Judkins goes after it in the corner. Up to the point to Bennett across to Espirito. Shot from up high. Goes wider than that. Quick shot. Goaltender makes a save. And now Eagles are going to turn and clear it. Just 12 seconds left on the power play. Shields sends it up the boards to Banyan. Comes back to Bennett in his own zone. Tries to wrangle it in, and now Eagles regain the puck and are back at full strength. Eagles in the Rampage zone on the far side. Puck deflects up and over. Comes up the near wall. Gets sent back down and into the far corner. Bennett clears it off of a stick, and it's going to go the distance. And play will continue. They waved off icing. Flanagan heavy on the forecheck. Eagles send it up to the far side. Held in the zone momentarily. Eagles are going to regain control. Cross to the near side. Off the boards and through. And we're going to whistle for icing. 14:01 left in period number 3. Face off in the Eagles zone. On the ice, we've got Whitted, Sarver, Fewer, White, and Drexel. Rampage win the draw. Fewer over to White. Shot. Rebound to be had, and then the goaltender's going to hang on to it the second time. So we get a stoppage. We'll get one more just like before. Rampage win the draw. Gets poked down low into the corner on the far wall. Sarver and Drexel are in there. Sarver skates up, turns. Sarver makes a move, takes a shot, goes up and over, ends up in the near wall. Fewer knocks it down, keeps it in the zone, over to White. White gets tied up, and now Whitted holds it right at the blue line, sends it down the wall. Drexel over to Sarver. Defensive stick in the way. Now the puck goes down low. Drexel feeds it up to Sarver. Sarver makes a move, takes a shot. The goaltender makes a save, and the net is off. So we get a stoppage. We'll face off in the Eagles zone. 13:24 left in period number 3. Good grief. I'm not doing a good job of updating the periods that we're in today. I will try to be better. All right, out on the ice, we've got, what do we have? Freitas, Dormer, Espirito, Whittingham, and Bisley. Puck down low into the corner, goes back behind the net to the far side. Bisley holds it on the wall, sends it back into the corner. Eagles turn with it. They're going to skate behind their own net, send it to the near side wall. Freitas holds it at the point. He's going to drive down low. Puck goes back behind the net to the far side. Dormer's in there trying to mix things up. Gets tied up by a player on the far side. Whittingham comes in to help out. Battle for the puck in the far corner. Off the boards, Eagles are going to turn with it. They cleared the zone. Across to the far side. They're into the Rampage zone. Puck ends up in the far corner. Bisley gets there, turns and fires. It goes off a skate. It ends up on the far wall. Shot. Shields with the save off his face mask. Comes out front. Whittingham turns with it. Feeds it through. And Freitas picks it up. He's going to skate into the zone. Try to give it back to Whittingham's behind him. Dormer skates up to the near side wall. Keeps it in the zone for now. And then the Eagles regain the puck, and they're into the Rampage zone. 2-on-1. Pass across to the near side. Lost the handle on the shot. Roberts' turn, skates with it. He's up and out of the zone, makes a move through and in, and Roberts is Rampage are offside, so they have to tag up. Puck comes out of the zone. Foster makes the move back into the zone, and puck comes up and out of the zone again. Ends up down low behind the Eagles' net. Eagles with it. They're going to skate to the near side, pass across to the far side, comes through neutral zone, into Rampage zone. Bennett turns, feeds it over to Fuhrer. Fuhrer tries to send the pass across. Eagles with the steal. They're going to turn and dump it back into the Rampage zone. Puck tied up down low. Foster and Bennett in there. Puck comes up. Rahosian sends a pass across, goes off of the backside of a skate, and we've got another penalty coming to the Eagles, I believe. Again, I didn't see it. 11:24 left in period number 3. Rampage will be on the power play. Looks like the call is roughing. Out on the ice, we've got Judkins, Foster, Drexel, Whitted, and White. Tied up on the draw. Rampage are going to get there. Foster feeds it up to Judkins, cross ice to White on the far side. White down the boards to Drexel, back up to White. Cross to Judkins. Judkins skates the circle. Back to White. White takes a shot up high. Goaltender makes a save. He's going to hang on. So we'll get a face-off in the Eagle zone. 1:44 left on the power play. Same crew out as before. Rampage win the drop to the point on the far side. White sends it down the boards to Drexel. Drexel gets tied up down low. Whitted goes to regain the puck. He's going to skate to the near side. Behind the net, puck comes out front. Eagles are going to regain. In the clearing attempt, White sends it off the boards back to Whitted. Pass doesn't connect. The Eagles drive it back into their zone. Foster's going to take it to the near side. Up the boards to Judkins. Judkins skates down the wall on the near side. Feeds the puck around to the far side to Drexel. Drexel up to White. White back to Drexel. To Whitted. Whitted takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. The rebound. And now we get a coverage. We have a really late whistle. I think he had it covered well before because all of the players stopped playing. And I don't like that for the goalie. I think the refs need to be a little bit quicker. If the goalie has it covered, you protect them and everybody else. That's just my opinion. Out on the ice. To take over, we've got Whittingham, Banyan, Friedis, Dormer, and Bennett. And 54 seconds left of power play time. Rampage win the drop to Bennett at the point, across to Dormer, back to Bennett, down to Friedis, back up to Bennett, over to Dormer, move to the inside wall, back out, and the pass doesn't connect. It's going to come out of the zone. Bennett has to race back for it. He's got a player on. Regroups in his zone with the puck. Bennett drops it forward. Friedis. Friedis is going to come skating through. Loses the handle, and now Eagles are going to send it back down into the Rampage zone. Shields is going to leave it for Bennett. Bennett behind the net. Turns and drops it for Friedis. Back over to Whittingham on the near side. Whittingham into the zone on the near side. Drives it down low. Behind the Eagles net. Banyan in behind the net. The puck. Tries to send a centering pass. Eagles get a stick on it. They clear the zone. They are back at full strength. Puck back in the Rampage zone. Bouncing around. Unable to clear it. Eagles keep it pinned down in the Rampage zone for now. Bisley's going to send it to the far side. Banyan clears it. Eagles regain it. Neutralize. They're going to dump it in. They have to tag up. Shields holds it up. Esperito changes direction. Gets tied up back behind the Rampage net. Puck goes over to the far side corner, and Rahosian gets in there to do battle. Rahosian's going to skate out of the corner with it, back behind the net, and then he's going to flip it to the far wall. Eagles with it at the point. Shot. I think Shields got a piece. It ends up on the near side wall. Changes direction to the far side. Bisley's going to go pick it up. Sends it up the boards for Rahosian, and then Eagles turn it back around the other way, and then it gets sent deep into the Eagles zone to the near side wall. Off the wall to the far side. Eagles into the zone, there's a steal. Roberts to Rahosian. Rahosian tries to make a move. Puck ends up on the near wall. Eagles regain control. They're going to skate across to the far side. Into the Rampage zone on the far side. And then puck comes up and clears out. And the goaltender plays it. Play will continue. Rahosian knocks it down. Skates back behind. Tries to feed it up, looking for Flanagan. And now the puck bounces out of the zone. Eagles coming back the other way. Poke check by Fewer. Up and out of the zone now. Eagles regain. They have to tag up their offside. And we get a whistle. 7:38 left in period number 3. Face-off will be outside the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Judkins, Flanagan, Banyan, Bennett, and Espirito. Right up on the draw. It's going to come back into the Rampage zone. Espirito flips it up and out. Eagles knock it down. They make a move. They're into the Rampage zone on the far side. Shot goes wide of the net, ends up on the near corner. Espirito flips it up, clears the zone with it. Eagles knock it down, and then Judkins is going to feed it up to Flanagan. Flanagan's into the zone. He's got players on. Eagles are going to send it behind their net and now to the near side. Up and out of the zone. Eagles skate through. They're into the Rampage zone on the near side. Hold up at the puck. Cross ice pass right to the slot. Shot taken. Shields with a nice save. Point blank from the slot. And now the puck comes up and clears. Eagles dump it back in. They have to tag up. Bennett comes back for it. It's going to pick it up behind our net. Sends it up and out. Off the Sarver stick. It's into the Eagles zone. The Eagles have it. Banyan on the forecheck. Eagles send it up to neutral ice. Into the Rampage zone. Move made on the wall. And Rampage are going to get called for a tripping penalty with 6:29 left in period number 3. Rampage will be on the penalty kill. Tripping penalty to Boone with it. On the ice, we've got Sarver, Drexel, Bisley, White. Rampage clear the puck. That one will go the distance. Drexel on the forecheck. Eagles make a move in the corner. Run the screenplay. Which you can't do, by the way. Puck back into the Rampage zone. Sarver's going to sauce it over to Bisley. Bisley up to Drexel. Drexel's going to turn with it. Into the zone. And Carter Drexel didn't get much on the shot. The goaltender got a piece, and it bounces up and over. So with 6 minutes exactly left in the third period, Carter Drexel with the short-handed goal. 1 minute and 31 seconds left of penalty kill time for the Rampage. On the ice, we've got Dormer, Freitas, Bennett, and Banyan. Eagles win the draw. They're back into their own zone with it. Skate back behind their net. They're going to regroup. Skate off the wall. Make a move. They're through neutral across the red line into the Rampage zone on the far side. Puck low and into the corner. Just over a minute left on the penalty kill. Puck down low. Eagles send it to the far wall. Make a move on the wall. Up to the point on the far side, across the near side. Shot taken. Shields with the save. Bouncing out front. And Freitas is going to turn and clear that one out. 47 seconds left on the penalty kill. Eagles regroup behind their net. Rampage get a change of penalty killers out on the ice. Eagles to the far side. Held up outside the zone, so Eagles have to regroup. They have to tag up. They do so. They're back into the Rampage zone on the near side. Puck comes up, lost the handle. Is going to come out to neutralize. Whittingham picks it up. He's into the zone. Whittingham gets taken down on his way in, and so we will have a penalty coming against the Eagles. So with 4:45 left in the game, we'll be 4-on-4 for 16 seconds, followed by a Rampage power play. And out on the ice to start the four-person attack, we've got Roberts, Foster, Flanagan. Nope, sorry. Robertson, Foster, and Espirito and Bisley. Tied up on the draw. Eagles send it up to the point, but not out. Espirito, and now it gets poked out to neutral ice. Bisley has to go after it on the far side. Over to Espirito. Espirito drops it back to Bisley. And now Rampage are at 5 on the power play. Bisley skates down the near side wall. Behind the net. Fed up to the point on the far side. Espirito kips it in at the blue line and gets pinned on the boards. And now the Eagles clear. Foster has it in his own zone. He's going to skate to the near side. Up and through and into the zone. Eagles with the takeaway. Send it across to the far side. Roberts drives it down low. Far side wall to Rahojan. Up to the point to Espirito. Espirito holds it at the wall. Changes direction for Bisley. Bisley over to Rahojan on the near side. Rahojan takes a shot. Goaltender has it in the glove, and it's going to hang on. 1 minute remaining on the power play to Rampage. 3:46 in the game. We'll get a face-off in the Eagles zone. On the ice, we've got Flanagan, Judkins, Banyan, White, and Bennett. Rampage win the draw. Flanagan tries to turn with it. Gets held up momentarily, and then Judkins is going to regain control. Over to White. Down low to Bennett. Shot. Goaltender makes a save, and now the Eagles are going to clear. 45 seconds left on the power play. 3:30 in the game. White comes back behind his net for it. Changes direction. Leaves it, sends it over to Judkins. Judkins skates through. He's into the Eagles zone. The near side tries to feed a centering pass. Eagles with the takeaway. Coming back the other way. Eagles are going to dump it into Rampage zone. Puck rims around to Bennett on the far side. Bennett recollects the puck. Feeds it up to Flanagan. Flanagan's into the zone. Sends the puck down low for Banyan. Goaltender makes a save. Puck's bouncing around out front. And Eagles are going to poke it up and out and clear. White regains control. Eagles are back at full strength. White skates through. He's into the Eagles zone. Skates to the far side, down low into the corner. Eagles with the puck back behind their net. They skate it to the near side, send it off the wall. They're through neutral, across the red line, into the Rampage zone. And shot. Shields gets a piece. It goes wide of the net and back behind. Puck comes to the near side. Eagles take a shot. Shields with a piece. Puck ends up in the near side corner. Eagles up to the point. Back down low. A little over 2 minutes left in the game. Puck bounces out front. White gets a piece of it, sends it up to Whitted off the stick, and then a little back and forth, and Drexel pokes it into the Eagle zone. They regain control. Send it across to the far side. Make a move on the far wall, and Eagles send it up and out of the zone to the near side. Fewer sends it back, looking for Bisley. Bisley's got a player on. Puck down low in the corner. Drexel off the wall, turns with it, sends it across for Sarver. Sarver's into the zone on the far side, sends a centering pass for Whitted, doesn't connect, ends up in the near corner. Bisley feeds it back down the wall, and now the Eagles coming back the other way. They knock it down. Centering pass. Drexel feeds it out front. Sarver recollects. He's coming back the other way into the Eagle zone. Puck gets poked. It ends up on the far wall. Drexel sends it down low into the corner on the far side. Eagles send it up and out. White is going to dump it in. Rampage have to tag up, and they're getting it changed. Dormer comes in, steals the puck. Quick shot, and that one goes in, sneaks up and over. Hard to see from this angle. So with 53 seconds left in the game, the Rampage go up 7-1 on a goal to Gavin Dormer. Dormer with a nice jump in right off the bench. Quick takeaway in the other team zone. And finishes with a goal. On the ice, we've got Whittingham, Dormer, Freitas, Espirito, and White. Eagles with the puck. Skate to the near side. Cross ice into the far corner. White sends it up. And pinned in the zone. And comes up to neutral ice. Whittingham's going to wrangle it in. Turns with it. Into the zone. Freitas tries to take a shot. Goes wide of the net. And then Whittingham on the rebound attempt. We get a stoppage. The goaltender has it. And he gets ridden into the corner on the boards. Everybody's okay. No harm, no foul. And time will expire on the game. So, game number 1 of the weekend, and the Rampage come away with the W by a score of 7-1. We will have a very brief break to grab some lunch and try to thaw out a little bit, and then we'll be back here at 3:45, I think, for our second game of the day. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you soon.